everybody. Today is Sunday, November 17th. It's 9:35 a.m. I got an offer from Uber Eats to go to Vaughn's and shop for 11 items. I'm going to get $14.70 for 3.9 miles. I finally got my Uber card so I can finally start shopping again for Uber. So it's pretty cool. And yeah, this is going to really help me to get to my goal of $35 today much faster than without the Uber Eats card.
Turn left
So
on Paseo Verde
it took
Parkway.
about two or 2.5 weeks to get the replacement card from Uber. And if you haven't watched the previous videos, my Uber card expired this month, so I had to get a replacement, and so they deactivate the card that needed to be replaced. So I was without the Uber card, and I couldn't do any shopping for Uber Eats until the card came in the mail. And the card arrived last night, and I activated it, and now it seems like I'm back in business, and it's going to be a much faster, hopefully it'll be faster to reach my goal of $35 quicker now with it. So yeah, so that's that. And then I don't know, what am I going to be shopping for this customer? Looks like a cucumber, red pepper, garlic, sausage, more sausage, watermelon bowl, some kind of energy drink, pasta sauce, dressing, tortilla strips, dressing, some canned dog food it looks like, and then chocolate. Nothing difficult. It looks like everything on the list is pretty simple. So that's good news. And obviously the distance is really low, so I really like that. So that means I'm not going to put that many miles on my car for this one, which is really good. And yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to work today. I probably won't work that long at all based on, the offers that have come in so far. So yeah, I'm really hoping that it's a short day today. Even though it's going to make a short video, I don't care. I just kind of want to get this day over with. I had a long night last night, and I kind of just want to just get the work done, get the money, and go home. You know what I'm saying? I had a full day yesterday, and I was so tired I didn't wake up till really late this morning. I think I woke up at about 6 a.m. which I'm sure to you, you're like, that's early. But I normally wake up at 3 a.m. So 6 a.m. was really late for me. And yeah, and then I gotta make this light. And then I was behind on all the things I normally have to get done in the morning. So I just recently finished all the things I had to do. Like I had to clean out my humidifier machines, and that took a while. They had to be thoroughly cleaned, and I had to also put in brand new filters for them. And you probably don't know what a humidifier is, because it really the only places that need humidifiers are places that have really low humidity. And most places in the United States, the humidity is either normal or high. And so it's a really foreign thing for people to understand, but it's very dry here. And it's so dry to the point you'll get a nosebleed if you don't have a humidifier. At least I will get a nosebleed if I don't have a humidifier. That's how dry it gets. So yeah, so I have to constantly run humidifiers in the house year round, and especially in the winter time, because when the central heat is on at home, and it's constantly on because it's cold, it dries out the house. So I have to run the humidifiers to balance out the loss of moisture in the air from the heater. So yeah. And then those things have to be maintained because they're like standalone devices, so you have to make sure they stay sanitary. Otherwise you could get an infection, like an upper respiratory infection, if mold or bacteria starts to grow inside of those humidifiers. So yeah, it's just another thing to do, you know. It's something you have to deal with here. The other thing you have to deal with here is the water quality is terrible, so you have to have a water softener because the water has rocks in it, literally has rocks in it. And then of course you have to have a drinking water filtration system because the water's terrible. So you have to soften your water, and then it has to go through a reverse osmosis system. And that system, most people keep it underneath their kitchen sink, and then there's a little spigot on the kitchen countertop near the kitchen faucet, and that's where your clean drinking and cooking water all comes from. And you have to maintain that too, or else it'll become contaminated. So there's a lot of different things you got to do when you live in this town that people don't think about. And that's why usually you'll see me having to deliver all these cases of water, because there's a lot of apartment dwellers that come to live here, and they're so clueless. They don't know what the hell they're doing. All they know is the water's terrible and they want a solution. So their only solution in the beginning is to buy cases and cases of bottled water until they can figure out a logical and cost-effective way to stop the problem from continuing of having terrible water. Oh, I think I'll make my left now. Okay, we're here at Vaughn's, and I don't think this is going to be a hard one. I think this is going to be pretty simple. The only thing that could be a problem is if my new card has problems, and if it does, I'll have to use my own credit card to pay for this order, and then I'll get reimbursed. I think I get reimbursed like the same day, so it's really quick, but I don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm just going to hope it all works out, and it's going to be a smooth shopping experience. All right, let's go on in and get started. I got everything, no problems. It was an easy shopping experience. And now gotta go. 5 minutes from here, 1 mile, it's a house. No need to ring the doorbell. Just leave at the door. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's get going. And it was crowded in there, but everything was flowing. And most people were doing large orders of groceries, so they were not using the self-checkout. They were all using the cashiers to check out. And so they were all in a long line. They had 3 checkers available, and all 3 checkers, the lines were long, and the baskets were full of stuff. And I just headed to the self-checkout, and there were plenty of self-checkout machines available. So I went ahead and checked out there, since I only had to do about 11 items, so it was not a big deal. Come on, lady, let's go. How slow do you have to turn that car? And let's see, where am I going next? It's going to be on the right or the left? It's going to be on the right, of course. It's going to be the lane that I wasn't in. And the navigation is frozen. So it's not telling me where to turn. How appropriate. Isn't that just about right? So for some reason it crashed. I rebooted it. Now it's working fine. I open and close it. I'm going to be making a right at the next right. It never fails that the Apple have problems if the drop-off is a really close distance away and you have no time to like react or respond to the turns. That's just the way the game goes. If it's far, far away, the app works just fine. And if you just have to drop off in the next 30 seconds, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm frozen. I can't do anything. I'm broken. You're on your own. That's happened to me in the beginning when I first started dashing. Like, I'd have all kinds of problems. I don't know if it was my phone or if it was the app, but I'd have to use Google Maps. I'd have to just type in the address and then use Google Maps to get me where I need to go. And I would always make sure I downloaded all the data for my area into the Google Maps, so that way there'd be no concern about not having any internet to use the navigation. I'm gonna make a left here and then a right, and I think it's gonna be on the right hand side. So you see, it's just a real short trip. And let's see, it's gonna be halfway down. Watch out, pigeons. I hate running over pigeons. There's nothing more sad than smashing a pigeon. Let's see, not this one. And it's not this one. Oh no, it is this one. Okay, we are here. Let's drop this stuff off. No need to ring the bell. Just leave at the door. Thank you. Okay, that's all dropped off, so I'll just turn around here before this car figures out where it wants to go. Oh man, easy drop off, no problems. Just had to make a couple of trips. $6.07, 4.6 miles, no Uber Eats. Hey. Where did I come from? Let's see, do I make a left or a right? I think I make a left. Instincts. You gotta develop instincts when you do this job. You have to have a real good sense of direction. Because the app only tells you how to get to the drop-off. Once it's done, you've got to remember how to get back on course to get the heck out of a neighborhood. $7.50, 11.6 miles, no. Yeah, you gotta really know your directions. And that's why I don't like leaving my zone. If I go to a different zone, I am so lost. I'm like, I don't know where anything is. I don't know the fastest way to get back to a hotspot. That's why I always recommend stay in your zone. $10.56, 5.2 miles. No, it's going towards the strip. No thanks. Always look at your map. That was $2 for every mile, but it was going to take me north of the airport. And I don't go there. That is a nightmare. You guys, if you see my videos, you've seen a few times I've gone towards the strip. And it is a nightmare. It is the most unpleasant experience in every way you can imagine. And that's another reason why always stay in your zone if you like your zone. DoorDash, $4, 2.4 miles, no. And if you don't like where you're at, find a nice place and make that your new home. Make that your zone. Because this job is night and day depending on where you live. If you live in a nice area, just dash there. If you live in a bad area and you feel like it's either dangerous or just difficult to deliver, drive to another area. Make that place the place where you do your work, because there is nothing more terrible than delivering into a place that's going to stress you out, irritate you, and then just generally make you feel bad about your experience. And you don't want to, not with a job like this. Now, if you have a job like Uber Eats, $7.21, 8 miles, no. If you have a job, where you have to, like a regular job where you clock in, clock out, or it's a salary job, you've got no choice. You got to do what they tell you to do. But this job, you're your own boss. $4.36, 8.3 miles, no. Yeah, you're your own boss in this kind of job. So you just do what makes sense for you. And don't worry about what anybody else is doing. $8.64, 8.1 miles, no. You can't worry about what other people are doing. Just do what makes sense for you. And as long as you stay within the rules of the apps, you'll be fine. And the most important rules are, of course, completion rate for DoorDash and acceptance rate. No, not accept. Completion rate and cancellation rate. Cancellation rate is Uber Eats. That's very, very important. And not accept. Why do I keep saying it? And completion rate for DoorDash. Those are like the number one most important ones. The customer ratings, that takes care of itself. As long as you do the basics, that you drop it off and you're professional, you're not treating anybody like garbage where you go, you're not going to have any problems with your rating. It will fluctuate, but it's okay. You have a huge safety margin, and as long as you're just courteous, and that's it, then that's like the least of your problems. As long as you're a generally polite person, you don't have any problem. It's the other ones that can get you in trouble. It's the you cancel too many orders. You accept them, and then suddenly you're like, oh, I don't want that offer. You can't do that many times. $6.52, 10.8 miles, no. Now, acceptance rate is totally different. You can decline offers all day long. It doesn't even matter. You can see me all day long. I'm just saying no, 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 because they're terrible offers. They don't meet my metrics. So use whatever strategy you think best for accepting offers. But once you accept an offer, don't suddenly change your mind too many times, and you have problems. I think with Uber Eats, you can suddenly change your mind up to 20%. Let's see. Oh, this one might be no. It's Uber Eats, $7.31 for 3.9 miles. That's no. That would be $8. You can do 20% for Uber Eats, which is really generous, because hold on. Let's see. DoorDash, $12.75, 11.7 miles. No. With DoorDash, they're more strict. It's like I think you can only drop to about 90%. So that's like 10. That's equivalent to 10%. So if your completion rate drops to 90% or below, you're in trouble. $4.41 for 13 miles, no. And so the general rule is for DoorDash, because they're more stricter, I usually don't let my completion rate drop below 95% for myself. And that gives me a buffer. That gives me an extra 5%. If I'm just having an extremely bad day and I'm effing up a lot, or I'm just making mistakes or whatever, that gives me that buffer to compensate for it, so I don't get into any kind of problems. DoorDash, $18.25, 9.8 miles. Gosh. And that's a new restaurant that just opened. Let me think about this. That's very close. Is it even open right now? That's a new restaurant. Well, it's not going anywhere bad, so I guess I'll go for it. Let me hit the button and get directions going. Oh boy, this is a new restaurant. Hold on, I gotta go offline with I gotta go offline with Uber Eats, and then I'll tell you about it here in a second as I make my way to this place. Alright everybody, I got an offer from DoorDash. I'm going to be going to North Italia. I'm going to get $18.25 for 9.8 miles. So yeah, so that's that one. And this is a brand new restaurant. It just opened last week. And I thought it was only open for dinner, but apparently it is open for brunch, because it is just 10 o'clock. So let's see if it's actually open or if this is a mistake, because I thought this was just a dinner place, as I recall. And I thought the other one called Flower Child was more of a daytime place. There's like 2 new restaurants that opened up over here. One's called Flower Child. It has like a green awning and has like a breakfast feel to it, or look. And then the other one has a nighttime look to it called North Italia. And it's like a black and red building. And they serve, of course, Italian food. So to see that this place is accepting DoorDash orders, I'm kind of surprised. I'm like, well, worst case, if it turns out it's closed, I'll get half the money because it's DoorDash. I think that's why I decided I would take it. It's like there's no real risk. And even if it was Uber Eats, it was still not a lot of risk because I'm still in a hot spot and it's not that far of a drive to get to it. So no biggie. Let's see what happens. The weird thing about going to a new restaurant is you don't know the process. I don't know how fast the food's going to be ready. You know, there's a lot of variables that are unknown when you first go to a place you've never been before. So it's going to be, do I turn here to go to it? Let's see. I think I make a right here. There it is, North Italia. Arrived at store. It's just spinning, of course, because I have no internet. Of course. Arrive at store. There, I've arrived. And then I guess I'll just park. I don't know where the best place to park is. I think they have their own parking lot. And since it's new, they should have plenty of parking. Let's see, to go parking. Okay, that would be me. I'm gonna go to go. So let's go. Yeah, to go. Oh boy, let's do it. Let's see, Uber Eats, $7.02, 11.3 miles. $8.69, 13.5 miles. So the time is 10:14, and they said the order won't be ready for another 20 minutes. $8.69, 13.5 miles, no. So they obviously, this is the problem. Now I have to document this particular restaurant as being not very good at timing the deliveries. So basically their system, once the order has been placed, they immediately summon a delivery driver, and the food is not even close to being ready. 20 minutes, that means the food won't be ready until 10:34. So basically at 10:30 a.m. is when it'll be ready. So I went ahead and marked it as you know, they're still preparing it in DoorDash. And now I've turned on Uber Eats, and I'm waiting for an offer to come in that's sort of nearby, because within a 20-minute time frame I should be able to complete another order. Or I can just get rid of it and take the hit, but I really don't want to. So I'm stuck. So yeah. I am stuck. I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. 20 minutes is an awful long time to wait and not make any money. And this offer is only barely acceptable for money to mile ratio. Let's see. It is, I should basically be receiving $20 for this offer, but I'm only getting $18.25. So they are cheating me out of approximately $1.75. So it's still, I mean, technically it's still a good offer, but it is far the drive to get where they want me to go. So, yeah, and it's too late. I accepted it, and I really did it more as an experiment, just to see what it was like in there. And the employees are all new in there, so they're trying to figure out what to do too. $3 and a penny, 2.7 miles. That's a no. See, and I'm so desperate. I'm like, well, maybe I should take that one, but to drive from here to pick up that Starbucks order and then drop it off and come back, that's going to be a total of 6 miles and only get $3. It's like, no. So that's not going to work out. So yeah, I just got to still sit here and wait. And now I've got 13 more minutes that I have to sit in the car until it's ready. And now now that nothing's coming in right away, it's getting to the point now where I'm gonna just have to just sit here and eat the loss of time. I have almost no choice. The perk is that if I do the math of 18 plus 14, that's $32. So this might just be my last delivery, and then I just go home. $4.07 for 5.8 miles. No. Yeah, so there's the plus. I got 14 for the last one, and this one's going to give me 18. That's $32. So I'm going to end up about almost $33. $4.07, 5.8 miles. No. So yeah, I think it's just better just to sit here and wait until it's time. There's really not many other options. And you know what's really weird in there is that they don't have a place for you to really sit and wait for your order to be ready. It's a very strange layout they have in there. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna come back here or not. I guess as long as the money is good like this, I guess I'll wait. I mean, we're talking now just 2 deliveries that I'm gonna have to do today, and I'm gonna be done pretty much. I mean, maybe one more. So I guess it's okay. Oh, over there, can you see it on the camera? Over there to the left is Flower Child. Healthy food for a happy world. And I think it's already open, but it doesn't seem popular yet. It's like a breakfast place. The problem with having like another breakfast place is the competition here is fierce for breakfast places. You've got the cracked egg just across the street. And then you got all these other places that are diner-like nearby. I kind of feel like that market is saturated. And then, so I think I don't know how well they're gonna do. I mean, they have a really nice seating area over there, but as far as I can tell, there is like zero traffic. There's like nobody eating over there. Maybe it's not even open. No, the lights are on. So for whatever, maybe because it says healthy food. I think there's just some people that just want grease in the morning. So who knows? Well, let's see. I've got another 10 minutes to go until I go back inside to see if it's ready. They said 20 minutes, so I'm not going to go in any sooner. What did this person order? Cannoli French toast, a lemonade, banana coffee cake, Italian donuts, asparagus and sausage omelet, crispy hash browns, and smoked salmon avocado toast. I mean, that doesn't even sound like a lot of a food that would be hard to make really fast. I don't know why it's taking so long. My guess is that their system is set up so that the moment the person places the order, it just shoots out to a delivery driver, because this order does not sound like something that should take an extremely long amount of time. Oh boy. I don't know. At least the employee inside of the restaurant was able to give me an estimate on time. Sometimes you go and all they tell you is it's not ready yet. That's all they tell you. And you're supposed to just be like, okay. What am I supposed to do? Is it going to be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour? And you have no idea. So I'm glad at least she gave me an ETA. So that is one good thing. And it's definitely popular. I mean, there's several cars here in the parking lot. I mean, unless those are employees, there's several cars here. And currently the temperature is 55 degrees. I put so far just 7.2 miles on the car, and I'm getting 55 miles to the gallon. So yeah, everything's good. And then this particular offer is going to be additional 10 miles, which is going to have to go, I have to go there and then come all the way back. So it's going to be 20, so I'm going to put on about 27 miles on the car total for the day, it looks like so far, unless I do one more delivery. So I don't know. And normally with DoorDash, you will get an opportunity to not deliver an offer if it takes too long. Like I already had selected that they were still working on the order, and DoorDash will send you a message saying your order seems to be taking a long time. If you'd like, you can unassign yourself from this order with no penalty. So that particular option, I think, has not come up. So they know, they're not dummies. DoorDash knows that they stuck me with a lemon offer that's gonna take a long time, and that's why nothing's coming up. Uber Eats $6.61 for 10 miles. No. And I have about 8 more minutes before I go back inside. God, this is terrible. Uber Eats, $3.48, 2.7 miles. No. I mean, at this point, I can't do another delivery. So let's go offline with and I'm not giving up this offer. It's a juicy offer. It's like, yeah, the miles are far, but the traffic's light right now. I should be able to get that order and get out of here real quick. I wish they had a better setup for what to do. You know, it's really confusing. It's really confusing that you go, like most places, when you go inside and it's not ready, there's like a logical place to have a seat and wait, and then they just give it to you. But not this place. This place is not like that at all. I walked in and I was like looking, I'm like, well, where's your little waiting area where you sit and you wait to sit down? There was a lady like all dressed up, and she was like trying to stay like super professional and kind of friendly, like level 3 friendly. And then there was the other one who was like more like the food service person. You can tell she's the one that's trying to work her ass off. She's not dressed up as nice, and she was the one that was handling the people who have to-go orders. So, and you know, they're new in there. They don't know what the hell they're doing. They're just trying to play the game, you know, fake it till you make it. So yeah, it's weird. And I don't know why. I just don't know why they don't have at least a place for me to sit in there in case, like, for all I know, the food could be ready right now. It's like maybe the food's ready right now, but I have no idea. There's no way for me to know if it's ready. So so all I could do now is go by the time she said that it would be ready. So, and that was what I think it was at 10:14 or something like that. So it's really like 10:34 it's supposed to be ready. But I figure if I go in at 10:30, it could just be ready, and if it's not, I'll just have to step back out again. Oh my god. This job is so crazy. You know, you just have to just be so adaptable to every situation. I mean, you try to just be polite, and you don't want to, like, you know, these people, you know, are on the clock, and they are just, you know, it's a new job for them, and they're probably stressed. And I'm not trying to make anybody's job stressful. I just want my order, and I want to deliver it. That's all. So I'm not going to. I always try never to be pushy with anybody. It's just like I just communicate why I'm there. They respond, and I react accordingly without any kind of pressure. It's like, oh, you don't have it? Oh, that's okay, goodbye. Or it's gonna be a while. Okay, thanks for telling me, goodbye. And then I make the decision if I'm gonna like bail on the order, or if I'm just gonna sit in my car, or have a seat on a bench inside the restaurant, or whatever I need to do. But but yeah, I don't like to. I never, when I go to different places, I know that these people, they have their job at some level is pretty shitty, and at some level, even if they look like they like have it together, inside they just want to go home. Like everybody else, we all just want to be at home with our family and not have to be at work. But you got to pay the bills. So I understand when I go to these places that they're not robots. They're not like these people don't come out of a closet, ready to do their job. They're not automatons. So I just try to be flexible and just like, if you don't have it, you don't have it. Well, gosh, guys, I don't know what else to tell you. I got 3 more minutes to go until I can go back on in, and hopefully the food will be there. The instructions for this place say pick up at the to-go area. And the lady directed me to where that one person was. There was no sign that said to go. So you just have to magically know. Now I'm going to know that when I go in the door of North Italia, immediately to your right is like a prep area for the staff. And that's supposedly is the to-go area, because I did see a drink that was sitting there. So that is the to-go area. And yeah, I don't think, and I have a feeling that when I go back in, there's not even going to be an employee there. The food's just going to be there. I'm just going to grab it and leave. So, yeah, and that's it. And got a long drive ahead of us after we go. And we're delivering to a house, I can tell you that. So we are delivering to a house, not an apartment. So the drop-off should be easy, and so that's a plus. So this should be the biggest pain point of this delivery, is waiting for it to be done. And for all I know, it's sitting there right now. I hate that feeling. I hate feeling like the order's there, getting cold, and I'm here still sitting in the car thinking it's not ready. But then what's even worse is to go back in and it's not ready, and then I gotta head back to the car again. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, I told you it was gonna take 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I know that's what you told me, but I thought maybe the chef in there was going a little bit faster and it would be ready. But apparently not. So I'm just gonna wait. I got 1 more minute to go. Oh my god, this job. This is rare. If you look at my videos, it's so rare that we have to sit in the car and twiddle the thumbs. Normally you guys don't see me doing this. I'm inside the restaurant twiddling my thumbs. But since they didn't have a place to sit, I just came in here, and now you guys get to hear me rant about the challenges of this job. Oh boy. Well, it's almost time, everybody. What else can I tell you? I'm here at the district where there's lots of restaurants and stores. I'm near the Green Valley Ranch Casino. I'm just off the 215 freeway off at Green Valley Ranch. And this is the equivalent to like Summerlin. Oh, it's 10:30. Let's go back in and see if it's ready. Oh my gosh. All right, I got the stuff, and there's a Lyft driver behind me blocking my way. Wouldn't you know it? Wouldn't you just know it? That somebody, I've been here for 20 minutes and I had nobody near me. And the moment I need to go, somebody pulls up behind me to block me in. Oh man, this job. It's too much. So when I went inside into the restaurant, it still wasn't ready. So I just stood there against the wall and tried to pretend like I was an inanimate object. And then about a minute later, out came the food. This girl brought it out to me, and she was very nice, no problem. And I got the stuff. So we are all loaded up. A 21-minute drive, 8 miles, and it's a leave at the door. This is obviously somebody wealthy that ordered this food and that wants to sample it before they decide to come out. Because I know 100% this person has never had their food before, and obviously they want to see if it's any good. So they decided, hey, let's just order it and try it out, and if we like it, we can go there for dinner sometime, or whatever. Because it's a nice place. It is a nice restaurant. It feels very high end, but just because something looks high end doesn't mean the food is going to be good. That is not. There's no guarantee about that. So yeah. You got to sample it, and I'm sure it's not cheap. It's obviously it's an expensive price to eat there. What, I don't know. I know I looked one time. One time I went for a walk in the district and I looked at their menu, and as I recall, the prices were normal. They were normal for a sit-down restaurant. So it wasn't extreme. So, but because it's brand new, it looks really expensive. Everything there that you're looking at when you go into that restaurant has only been there for maybe a month or two, and they only opened last week as far as I can recall. So it's very untouched in there. I was afraid to push on the door when I left. Most of the door was made of glass, and my hands were full, so I was like, I can't really push on the corner of the door, on the frame, to open the door. I can only push on the glass. So I kind of wedged my foot against the door, like the door frame, and gave it a push. And then I had to press my body against the glass to open up the door. And I thought, oh my gosh, this door is brand new. I hope the glass doesn't fall out when I push on the door. Because I don't know, in my mind I'm thinking like they just built this door. Maybe they didn't build it very solid yet, or the glue hasn't even dried. You ever hear those stories about Disneyland and how when they first opened it, they had just finished, and the day was hot, and ladies' high heels were sinking into the asphalt of the amusement park because the asphalt was still wet. But they were desperate to open to start making money, that they didn't care. Basically like the paint was still wet at Disneyland at the grand opening, and it was like in the news about what people were experiencing back in the day. I think that was back in the 60s, I think is when that happened. And Disneyland in Anaheim, California. So that's how I kind of felt when I went in there. I was like, how does everything work in here? And am I gonna break something? What am I gonna break something being in here? Because it's not like the glue hasn't set, or I don't know. It's an irrational thought, but that's what I was doing. So yeah. So far the traffic is flowing along just fine. It's sunny and clear. It's a real pretty day. There's no wind. It's Saturday, so everything is just moving along just fine. I don't know how exciting of a video we're going to have today, everybody, because most of this video has been just waiting to pick up an order, and now we just got an extremely long drive together. So maybe you're the type of person that likes to watch my videos just to see the traffic, and just like hanging out, and you fall asleep watching these videos. There's a few people that watch my videos just for the relaxation, like they're going for a drive. I know that there are people who like to fall asleep on a car ride because it's so relaxing. When I was a kid, I used to do that with my grandfather. I would sit in the back seat. It was like a rumble seat in the back, like it was like a living room sofa in the back. It was one of those Chevys, I think. It was a Chevrolet. And you know, it was the kind you would see like in the 1950s where it looks like it's like a bullet. You know those 1950 Chevrolets? That's what I would be sitting in the back seat of, and there were no seat belts. It was just like a big, like a sofa back there. And I would just lay down with a blanket and fall asleep. And, or I'd be staring at the sky and all of the telephone poles or light posts that we would go by as he was driving. And it was really relaxing. It's too bad kids nowadays don't get to really experience that anymore. For the most part, the law requires that you have to have a seatbelt on at all times, and the seats are really not designed anymore to like lay down in the back seat and and be comfortable like you're taking a nap on a sofa. Now they're all like molded to your body, so you have to like sit up like it's a chair. So, I don't know if they still make any kind of vehicles anymore that have a sofa-like experience when you sit back there. Now that I think about it, I can't think of any. I'm like, what kind of car have I ever been in the back seat where I was like, wow, it's like a sofa back here? The only thing that I think is like that, maybe there are minivans that still have that experience, or obviously a van or a motorhome for sure would have it, but for the most part, every car I can think of, whenever you look at the back seat, they're very defined. The seats are like seat number 1, the middle seat, and the seat on the right. And there's like an indentation for your ass to be plopped into. So yeah, when they first started doing that on buses, I thought that they did it to stop homeless people from taking naps on the bus. Because when I was a kid, when you got on public transportation, it was still like a sofa. And we would all sit at the back of the bus, and we'd all lay down at the back of the bus on public transportation, because it was just like a bench, a padded bench. But now, there's not like that at all. Now you can't lay down back there. Maybe a lot of shenanigans went on, and they had to change it. There was like lawsuits, like people were doing like hanky-panky at the back of the bus, and they had to make it not like a sofa back there. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is that I have the memory of the past and what it used to be like when things were more innocent and people didn't try to pull shenanigans. So it's weird how as you age and you see the world change, things that you remember don't exist anymore. It's a very weird thing as you get older, to have the memories of the past and to have a world that in your mind that no longer exists, and that nobody that's young knows about. They're like, oh, we don't know what that's like. We have no idea what you're talking about. It's like, you mean, don't you remember when you wanted to change the channel and you would turn the dial on the TV to channel 2, 3, 4, 5, and it would click and go click, 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 click. They don't know. They don't understand what you're talking about. They're like, what are you talking about? Or when there would be static on the TV and you'd have to move the rabbit ears to get the signal to come in, and you get static. Kids nowadays, they don't even know what static is. They're like, static? What is static? So yeah. Or you're trying to adjust the vertical or horizontal on your TV. They have no idea what that means. Or if you say the TV screen, the TV show is flipping, they don't know what that means either. There's a lot of things that happen that just because TV is digital now and most people have streaming, they don't even know what the heck you're talking about. I'm sure someday when you use the word streaming, people won't even associate it anymore with water, because that's where originally the phrase streaming comes from, like from a you know like a stream of water. They don't, or a physical body of water called a stream. They have no concept of what you're talking about. I'm sure even today when you tell somebody that I had a picnic by the stream, the first thing they would think about is not a body of water. They would think to themselves, oh, are you watching something on Netflix, is what they would think if I told them I had picnic by a stream. That's how weird the world is. There's another example. And someday maybe there won't even be cars anymore where you put gas in them anymore. Someday they may all just be electric. How weird will that be? And nobody will even know what the smell of an exhaust smells like. That'll be really strange. I'll be like, oh man, the exhaust fumes on this car. And people will be like, fumes? What are exhaust fumes? We don't understand. It's like nothing gives off fumes anymore. We don't know what you're talking about. I saw on the news they wanted to get rid of stoves with natural gas. They said that stoves were causing health problems with people, and they wanted to ban natural gas stoves. I thought, well, hell, that would be the day. I love my stove, but if you told me that I could not use a gas stove anymore, I would be so mad. Because electric stoves and convection stoves, they suck. I'm sorry. I've tried them. I tried making food on them, and it is not the same. The experience is not the same as working with actual fire. There's no substitute for working with actual fire when you're cooking. The whole process is completely different. Just just controlling the temperature on your pans is totally different from regular flame. It's like you cannot turn down the heat fast enough on a convection or on an electric stove. Those little red things on the stove, they just get super, super hot, and then when you try to lower it, they don't slowly go down. It's like they just turn off, and it's like then the heat drops too fast. It's like, oh god, it's like you're turning your stove on and off. They don't adjust like a flame. So no thanks. Wow, we got 7 more minutes to go, everybody, until I drop off these 2 giant white bags and this lemonade. Still got a ways to go. 1.8 miles. See, I told you it's a real long drive. Right here we're at the 15 freeway now. I'm going underneath the 15 freeway. This particular freeway we're going underneath will take you to the Las Vegas Strip. And if you take it past the Las Vegas Strip, it will take you, I guess, towards Utah. And if you go the other way, it will take you to California. So that's the 15 freeway. And now we're entering the neighborhood of Southern Highlands. This neighborhood is, they have also a lot of expensive homes here. And it's a nice, quiet area. But the downside of this particular area in Southern Highlands is they don't have a lot of shopping and retail businesses to enjoy. So there's not a lot of, I mean, once you leave your house, you got to drive far to get to anything good. So that's the only downside of living in this area. And that's why usually the places people talk, when you think about moving here, the 2 most popular places to live is Summerlin. And why? Because you're going to live with people who have money and the houses are nice and you're close to a lot of shopping. Or the other one is Anthem. And that's the one that I'm always at, is at Anthem. And that's the one where you're going to get a lot of That's for the one where you're going to get a lot of shopping and nice homes as well. So that's the combination everybody's looking for when they move somewhere. They want to live somewhere that's nice, but they also want to have a lot of resources, a lot of nice places to shop and hang out when they get sick of being at home and they want to get out and get away. So Southern Highlands only has one plus. It has the beautiful homes, but they don't have the shopping. The only thing they got over here is they got a grocery store, they got a McDonald's, they got the basics. They got basics. They have some so-called nice diners that are not really that nice. But that's about it. So okay, a quarter of a mile, we're gonna be making a left turn. And this person better not have a gate because we got no gate code. And I don't want to be stuck again. I want to be done. Okay, we're making a left turn here. Oh, this guy's making a left as well. Maybe we can follow him in if there's a gate. Oh, there's a guard. Okay, let me get out my wallet.
In 700 feet, turn left onto Highlands.
Let me get my wallet out. Get my ID ready. Hello. Drive, DoorDash. Thank you too. We made it, gang. We're here where the rich people are. Going to the big gate. And yeah, the guard was just fine. There was no problems. It was real quick. So that's good news. And I don't know if I've ever been in here before. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure where I'm at. It kind of looks familiar in here, but it's been a long time. If I've been here, it's probably been months and months ago. Maybe even a year since I've been here. This town is so big that you could work this job for years and you'll never keep up with the building. There's always going to be new places to go that you've never seen before. So yeah. It is a job. At least this job is interesting, that you get to cruise around and see places nobody else gets to see. It's very rare that other people get behind these gates and get to see these places. And that's part of the reason why I thought it would be good to do these YouTube videos, is to give you guys a chance to see what I see when I do these deliveries and see these spectacular homes and these really elaborate setups that they do. I mean, even people that I know that have lots of money, they've never seen these neighborhoods either, because even though they have money, they can't get in either. They can only get into their rich neighborhood. They have no idea what it's like. Only if they had a friend that lived in these neighborhoods would they be able to get access. So I thought, well, it would be fun to make these kinds of videos, and then people would be like, wow, look at these houses. They're so fancy. And yeah, the house is going to be coming up in a quarter of a mile on the right hand side. And I don't know, I think the person just said leave it at the door, as I recall. So that's all we're going to do. And they have some beautiful shrubberies here, and I hope they have also a way to easily see what their address number is, because I don't want to miss it. It's coming up real quick here. I think the only address is on the mailboxes, so I've got to really look at the mailboxes. No, not this one.
11877.
Let's see. It's this one. Okay, where's your front door, lady? Okay, here's the front door. Let's do it. Okay, that's all done. We just left their food on the ledge. I just gotta turn around here safely. Oh, yeah, they'll be coming out to get their food, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you, people. That's it. So now we're gonna head back, and let me turn on Uber Eats. I don't think it's gonna be hard to figure out my way out of here. I don't think, because I don't think I did any turns. I think I just stayed on this road, as I recall, and then the guard gate is gonna be on the right hand side. I think it's like a quick right, and then we're out of here. Oh man. And then I tried to open up that gate, because sometimes people want it at the actual physical door, but so I always kind of check to see if the gate is locked or unlocked, and their gate was locked. So, and it did have a doorbell, and then I was gonna set it on the floor at first. I was like, maybe I should just set this on the floor by the gate, but then I saw they had a ledge that was shoulder level, and I thought, no, I'll put it up here on this ledge so it's easy for them to grab it when they come and get it. So that's what I did. Stop for the golf carts. Go. And I don't know how much the houses are worth here. The style of these houses, they really look like they're you know, they try to make it look like we're in the English countryside in this neighborhood. Like all the houses either look English or they look like Italian villas. I think those are the most popular styles, or they look Mediterranean. So that's the style that they do here. Gosh, I hope I don't miss my turn. Is that an exit? I'm so turned around. It's like, I know I can't miss the exit, as I recall. Okay, it's coming up. You see where that gate is opening? We're not going that way. We're going to make a right, as I recall, because I saw that gate when I first left. When I first went past the guard. Yep, I'm right. So here's the exit. Okay. I'm like, I'm getting turned around. Alright, this is our exit point. And now I've got a long mother effing drive back. Oh, gosh. And I hope I get one more. I'm going to keep the app on. I really am close to being done. But I really want to get money that's going to pay for my ride back home, because it is a long ass drive to get back home. So I'm going to keep the app running and see what happens. See if I'm going to get a free ride back. Here we go. And usually in this area, this is a terrible zone to work in. The offers are few and far between in this particular neighborhood. There's just not a lot of opportunities, and I never understand why. Because don't these people get hungry? You know, don't they want, just like in Anthem, don't they want to have food? I think it has a lot to do with the limited number of options for restaurants that are here. And all the people that live here are sick and tired of whatever's near them, because they eat there so many times. They're sick of it. So the only times that these customers here in this area order are for food that I have to offer them all the way back where I usually do my delivering. So, oh God, $14.56 for 2.7 miles to pick up somebody's crap and then drive 25 miles to drop it off. That was one of those stupid ones where you go to a person's house and they have some kind of like garbage they want you to like transport to somebody else's house, and they'll pay you money for it. I never take those. They used to call that Uber Connect, I thought, and now they're trying to foist these opportunities onto Uber Eats drivers, and I have no interest in going to a stranger's house, picking up their filth and taking it to some creeper that's miles and miles away, and then ringing their doorbell and handing them who knows what that's in some filthy box. I'm like, no thanks. Leave that to UPS. I'm not doing it. I just don't like the idea of going to a stranger's house and knowing that they have some strange object that they've put into something, and they want me to take it to somebody else. It doesn't, to me, that it smells of illegal activity is what it smells like. It smells like Bitcoin illegal behavior. And I'm like, and I don't want nothing to do with that. $7.03, 11.4 miles, no. I like it when I go to a professionally licensed establishment and I pick up some stuff and I drop it off. $6.50, 5.5 miles, no. So that's the only kind of orders I really like to do, because I feel like I'm taking something that is a legitimate item. Nothing, no shenanigans. Oh, I gotta make this light. I can't wait. I'm sorry. And then I'm taking it to whoever. I mean, maybe you're just some crack addict in some slum, but at least I know what I'm bringing to you is a legitimate thing, and then I'm handing it to you. What you do with your life is your business, but I don't want to be the intermediary between two people who I have no idea what kind of transaction they're trying to make, what kind of cargo I'm trying to. It's like, what am I? One of those what are those people called who do things across the border? They're called coyotes. I don't want to be one of those effing coyotes. All right, $5 for 10.3 miles. No. I want nothing to do with no shenanigans. I just want the legit. Give me something legit to deliver that I know I'm not going to feel awkward about dealing with. DoorDash, $7.63 for 5 miles. That's a no. Decline. Oh, man, I hope something comes in. Right now I only have 18 miles on the car. I'm getting 57 miles to the gallon. The temperature is 56 degrees, and the time is 11 o'clock. It's 11 a.m. I've been online now for 2 solid hours. $5.96 for 2.2 miles to go to Popeyes. Hell no. See, that would have got me closer to home. But I'll be damned if I'm going to go to Popeyes. They are banned. They're on they're on my list of never ever go to, no matter what the dollar amount is. I've had nothing but bad pickup experiences at Popeyes. They never have the order ready. They never even seem to have the food item that the customer wants. They're always out of something. And the line is always super long. I'm like, no, and no. There is no way. I have a very short list of restaurants that I will never deal with, ever. I would sooner starve than deal with their antics. Okay, which lane should I get into? I think I'll stick to the right. Oh no, let's go to the left. My bad, go to the left. It's a little bit shorter. As this guy moves forward all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I'll move more forward. Oh my Lord. Well, I don't know if I should. I don't want to say goodbye to you guys just yet, because something else could still come in. So I just want to make sure I don't miss out on nothing. Oh, come on. What is going on? Let's go. Now I think I made him $14.45 for 7.7 miles. But where am I going to? Oh, God, I don't know where I'm going, though. That looks good. It looks like it could be good. Should I chance it? Oh gosh, is it near the airport? Is it two deliveries? It shows 2 houses. I'm not gonna take it. DoorDash, $12.94, 8.2 miles. That's a no. I couldn't tell on the map where the drop-off was, so I just couldn't take. I think it was good, but the app would not let me see where the drop-off was, because I was actually in DoorDash. DoorDash was in the foreground, and when the stupid widget brought in the opportunity, it didn't allow me to see the map of where the Uber offer was. $5.08 for 13 miles now. And I did see in the offer, this stupid widget, I hate it. The offer did say that it was on the cross streets were King Louis and Martinique. I've never heard of those streets before. So it must be somewhere where I've never been before. So that's why I declined it as well. The cross streets didn't look familiar. I don't know where the hell that is. So that's why I declined it. It was too risky. Based on where I'm at right now, it was too risky. There was too high of a risk that I would end up near the strip for that delivery. I'm like, no, I'm not chancing it. Especially when I only need to make a couple more dollars. So I said no. Now, if I knew where those cross streets were, I would have taken it. $4.08, 2.8 miles to go to Farmer Boys. Another place I'll never go. That's blacklisted as well. When you go to Farmer Boys, the food is never ready. And there's nobody even to talk to find out when it's going to be ready. Everybody there just ignores you because they don't have enough employees working there. And they are just, they're just trying to keep their heads above water inside of Farmer Boys to get everything done. So yeah, I never do Farmer Boys either. Oh man, what a long ass drive, everybody. I'm tired. You guys must be tired of hearing me. $4.02, 3.4 miles. No, I'm just so ready to just get home. Maybe I should just shut it off and say goodbye and just be happy I made the money I did today. Yeah, I'm already getting closer and closer to home. I'm turning it off. In dash. All right, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you again next time. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.